Hello friends, today I am here with my first video of the series Constitution at Fingertip, continuing the historical background. Today we will study regarding Government of India Act 1919, that is Montague-Chelmsford reform. Montagu was the Secretary of State for India and Chelmsford was the Viceroy. Let us quickly coming into what happened. For the first time in 20 August 1917, British declared introduction of responsible government in India. First time British declared that introduction of responsible government of India. Now quickly coming back to the features. What were the features? Then first the feature is 1. You can say that central control over provinces relaxed. Central control over provinces were relaxed. Central subjects and provincial subjects were made, both central and provincial subjects were made, though the structure remained centralized. Then what other changes it brought? The provincial subjects were divided into 2 parts. That is, one is transferred subjects, other one is reserved subjects. Transfer subjects to be dealt with governor with the help of Council of Ministers responsible to Legislative Council. Reserve subject to be dealt with governor with Executive Council. Executive Council without being responsible to Legislative Council. It was divided into 2. One is transfer subject and other one is reserve subject. One transfer subject to be dealt with governor with the help of Council of Ministers who are responsible to the Legislative Council. But the reserve subjects were to be dealt by governor with Executive Council who are not responsible to the Legislative Council. What other changes it brought? First time it changed the structure. What changes? Bicameralism and second one is direct election. Bicameralism is what? First is upper upper house, then lower house. Upper house is Council of States. Lower house is Legislative Council, Legislative Assembly, Assembly. Then direct election, majority to be elected directly. Majority to be elected directly. And because of you can say that transfer subject and reserve subject, you can say this form of governance is known as diarchy. Diarchy means di and archy. These are two Greek words. This is double government. The changes it brought is provincial subject, transfer subject and reserve subject, which I have already explained. This is called as diarchy or the double government. Then 1919 Act, other changes it brought, that is bicameralism as well as you can say the direct election. The bicameralism is upper house and lower house. Upper house is known as you can say Council of States, and the lower house is Legislative Assembly. Then coming to the what other things it has brought changes. Then we will see that how the other representation formed. One is the governor. There were 3 out of 6 members of Executive Council. Executive Council to be Indians, except Commander-in-Chief. Then later you can say the representation of communal representation. Extended. Communal representation, you remember ACES, ACES, ACES in tennis. Many of you might have known about the ACES. That is A for Anglo-Indians, C for Christians, E for Europeans, and S for 6. Then franchise based on 3 things: property, you remember PTE, property, then T for taxes, E for education. What other changes it brought? State, High Commission, India in London. Then many of the Secretary of State's functions, some of the functions were transferred to High Commissioner for India in London. Then it recommended Public Service Commission, Central Public Service Commission, established in in 1926. Then you can see the budgets were separated: central and provincial. Enabled provinces to make separate budget. Then it recommended a statutory commission to inquire and report the working after 10 years. The Secretary of State, some of the functions were transferred to High Commission for India in London. Then recommended the Central Commission, Public Service Commission, on the basis of which there was the Central Public Service Commission was established in 1926. Then central budget and provincial budgets were separated. Provinces were given independence to make their own budgets. And last, it recommended there should be a statutory commission to inquire the working in the after 10 years. So let's do a quick recap. First, it relaxed the 1919 Government of India Montague-Chelmsford reform. It relaxed the central control over the provinces, though the structure remained continuing centralized. Then Government of India Act, what it did: transfer subject and result subject. Transfer subject to be dealt by the governor with the help of council of ministers responsible to legislative council. Then reserve subject to be dealt by executive council, who are not responsible to the legislative council. This dual nature of the governance is known as diarchy, or in Greek words it is double government. Because of this, then what other changes? It brought bicameralism as well as, you can say, direct election. Bicameralism, upper house, lower house. Upper house is known as Council of States and lower house is known as Legislative Assembly. Then this one, you can say, is the direct election. Majority of the members to be directly elected. 3 out of 6 members to be Indians except the Commander-in-Chief. Then you can say the further extent of the communal representation, that is ACES, that is Anglo-Indians, Christians, Europeans and Sikhs. Then on the basis of the franchisee, on the basis of which franchisee? That is property, taxes and education, that is PT. You remember PT? You easily remember this. Then what happened? Some of the functions of the Secretary of State were transferred to the High Commissioner for India in London. Then it recommended a Public Service Commission to be established, and on the basis of this recommendation, Central Public Service Commission was established in 1926. Then coming the budget, the budget were separated. The budgets were totally separated from central and provincial budgets. Then you can say that first time they recommended that their working to be reviewed by a statutory commission to be established after 10 years. If you like the video, just do like it, then share it maximum with the friends who are appearing in many of the competitive exams like UPSC, then State Public Service Commission, SSC, then banking and other exams where this kind of a question really comes. Thank you very much. Do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.